on UI7 Newsbreak, the Illinois student government responds to some students' backlash for sponsoring the anti-chief protest at the homecoming parade.
This is the first time that the Illinois student government was the one organizing that protest.
Then, the Illini Republicans and Illini Democrats debated controversial issues.
I think the university absolutely needs to move forward and work on getting a mascot.
And later, we meet a couple whose love for entertainment has inspired their young child.
You know, it's a beautiful thing to have, to be able to raise a kid around something like this.
UI7 Newsbreak starts now.
From the Richmond Journalism Teaching Studio at the University of Illinois campus, this is your UI7 Newsbreak.
Good morning, I'm Yeon Kim.
And I'm Caroline Hindman. Welcome to UI7 Newsbreak.
The Illinois student government put out a statement this week in response to the backlash it received from some students for sponsoring the anti-chief protest at the homecoming parade.
The ISG stated that they do not condone any violence and shared that the chancellor relayed that neither he or his wife felt unsafe by the protesters blockading his car. They went on to assure students that the protest did not violate Illinois state laws because a permit was not needed to protest. Lastly, they stated that no one's freedom of expression was violated due to other individuals having counter-protests. The Illinois student government has their weekly meeting tonight at the Pine Lounge in the Union. The public will have another opportunity to address their concerns.
With the political climate strongly divisive, it's necessary to have an educated debate. Illini Republicans and Illini Democrats did just that this last Thursday. UI7 Newsbreak's Dylon Hopp shows how much students are now involved in politics.
On Thursday, the two opposing organizations, the Illini Republicans and Illini Democrats, met at the Chemistry Auditorium at the U of I campus to debate key partisan issues. Republican Andrew MINIK believes this conversation is necessary on our campus.
Our campus was absolutely becoming a haven for free speech suppression, which was my personal topic of interest for tonight.
In real terms of production.
Democratic debater Adam Yeon shares his thoughts regarding the conversation held on campus.
I think the past year or so we've been talking about the possibility of having a debate, and it's been kind of hard just getting everything together. And yes, I understand the issues that they bring up with
The two sides were fiercely opposed, drawing a crowd that both Republicans and Democrats said is unprecedented.
Coverage that exists currently or increased levels of coverage.
Really glad that we were able to have this conversation, this debate tonight. I'm also really glad that so many people turned out. We had a packed room. Last year's debate did not have this type of turnout.
I think tonight went great. There was a great turnout. We filled almost every seat. There were a couple of people standing in the back.
Behind me, in the Dow Chemical Company auditorium, the Illini Republicans and Illini Democrats are in a fierce debate over national issues like immigration, healthcare, and the minimum wage. Let's hear what they have to say about more local issues like the chief.
I think the university absolutely needs to move forward and work on getting a mascot. The hurdles necessary to bring the chief back may be insurmountable, but I would like a solution to happen.
Well, I think the university has done most of what it can. I think removing the chief as the mascot was probably the most important step.
While the debate on the chief is ongoing, both Illini Republicans and Illini Democrats look forward to speaking in the future. For UI7 News in Champaign, I'm Dylon Hopp.
One of the heated topics from the U of I student Republican-Democrat debate was the main talking point at the Illinois student government meeting this week. In the wake of the homecoming parade chief protests, those for and against the chief had the opportunity to address their concerns. UI7 Newsbreak's Allie Mae got us a closer look on both sides of this controversial issue.
But I'm proud of you for standing up for what you believe in.
Tensions were high as both those for and against the use of the chief came out to comment on the issue. Ivan Dozier, the former Chief Illini WEC portrayer, stated that not all Native Americans want the chief banned.
The majority of this campus, the majority of the alumni base support Chief Illini WEC. But then all of a sudden when we start talking about how the Native American community feels, it's, oh, well, the majority of the Native American community thinks this.
Others commented that the chief does not respect Native Americans' culture.
Scholars who professionally study the history of this area will tell you that the chief tradition developed directly out of a white supremacist historical context.
One student senator thought both sides made good arguments.
I think that there were a lot of things said from both sides that really hit home and showed, humanized the different perspectives.
Some students and members of the public voiced their concern about the chief, while others had more concern about the student government's actions at the parade.
Students, alumni, and children at our homecoming parade were put in danger by an event that all of you chose to sponsor. And I think that major institutional change needs to happen if all students on this campus are made to feel safe.
By shutting down others' speech.
The U of I student body president told UI7 that nothing at the protest resulted in a criminal offense, and we encourage anyone who feels that they were victims of violence during the protest to report it to the U of I Police Department. The chancellor, however, has yet to comment on the issue. In Urbana, I'm Allie Mae, UI7 Newsbreak.
In other Champaign news, police are still looking for the person who left a suspected bomb inside the women's health practice at the 2100 block of South Neal Street yesterday. According to the News Gazette, about 8 a.m. Tuesday morning, police responded to a call reporting a suspicious object left inside the facility. The women's health practice is often protested by anti-abortion supporters. Champaign Police Deputy Chief Troy Daniels says it is possible the device ended up at the facility because of someone who is against their practices. Currently, the findings are being tested at a federal lab, but can take up to weeks before authorities can know if the object was actually a bomb.
U of I police issued 2 of U of I students court summons for menorah damage and theft. Jacob Bassler and Nicholas Gustafson are identified as the people who took away one menorah branch from the Chabad House Center for Jewish Life Friday night during homecoming week. They are facing preliminary charge of Class 4 felony for damaging the menorah at a place of worship. They have also been reported for stealing a shopping cart from a grocery store. Even though the branch was returned later that weekend, it isn't able to function anymore.
The Champaign Fire Department held a safety blitz on Saturday at the Shadowwood Mobile Park Homes. A group of men volunteering from a U of I fraternity say why fire safety is especially important to them.
The Champaign Fire Department was accompanied on the safety blitz by volunteers from the American Red Cross as well as members of Sigma Alpha Epsilon fraternity at U of I.
It's worth it to go out and just help these people, especially with something like fire is so dangerous.
Fire marshal and organizer of the event, Janet Maupin, says that the men from Sigma Alpha Epsilon fraternity volunteered to help after a mishap at their house earlier this year.
And we've been wanting to come up into this Shadowwood Mobile Home Park and put out smoke alarms for a long time, but didn't have the manpower, so having them volunteer really helped us.
Maupin explains why targeting this area is especially important to them.
The mobile homes, they're so small and tight, they burn very, very quickly. We've had 3 fires in the last 3 years that if people had been home, there definitely would have been a fatality.
I'm here at the Shadowwood Mobile Park Home where the Champaign Fire Department is here to help install smoke detectors and hope to reduce the number of calls they're having to house fires here in the area.
Fire Chief Gary Ludwig says the Champaign Fire Department will continue to conduct safety blitzes all throughout the Champaign area.
We're targeting the most what we call at-risk neighborhoods. We're trying to focus on that and make sure that no one gets killed or injured in fires in Champaign.
As for members of Sigma Alpha Epsilon fraternity, they said that they are happy to be able to pay it forward.
It's been really nice to help them out and make sure they stay safe if a fire does occur, and they have fire alarms now.
In Champaign, I'm Kelly Rice, UI7 Newsbreak.
Coming up after the break, we have updates on the Graduate Employees Organization's bargaining session.
And later, UI7 Newsbreak's Carmen Castillo speaks to a Champaign couple about raising their child while being flow arts performers.
Listen, I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you judge me for having a problem. No one is going to know that I need help. I need help. I know that no one is going to judge me for having a problem. I realize that I'm not perfect, but it all really started to change because you listen.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat?
He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where the cats go on vacation? New York.
What to expect when you're expecting
Like here.
a teenager.
Today, I'm going to show you how to teen-proof your home. First step, hide the car keys. Preferably somewhere they would never look. Challenges will come up. Be ready for them. Hi, honey. Ready for the...
Mom, you don't use mannequins in the mannequin challenge.
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Hello, Dad. Good, how are you? So I'm anchoring this week, and I'd like to have a couple ideas about what I should do. What do you think?
No, okay.
I definitely think just talk a little bit about Dad's weekend.
I think that's a big one coming up. You excited for the tailgate?
Yeah, I wouldn't miss it. Every year it's been one of my favorites. Not only do I love coming down, but going to football and renting the RV. It's been a real favorite weekend of mine.
Bye. Love you.
Yesterday, the Graduate Employees Organization met with the University of Illinois administration for their 17th bargaining session since last March. This was the first time the two parties have gotten together since the union authorized a strike on November 2nd. No terms of the contract were decided on, but there was some positive dialogue on things like appointment letters and back paid tuition fees. While the two sides remain gridlocked on key issues, GEO members remain optimistic a deal can be reached.
We're back at the table. We're hoping to reach a conclusion to this. We've been out here since March. We really want a fair contract. And so we're really hoping that, given the fact that we've had a strike vote last week, the administration is going to move on some of their proposals.
The next bargaining session is scheduled for November 16th.
This bargaining process and potential for a strike has been building for many months. The 93% strike authorization vote was announced at the general member meeting on Thursday. Graduate employees have now been working for more than 80 days without a new contract, as the old contract expired on August 15th. Negotiations started back in March with weekly bargaining sessions. Frustrated GEO members have held protests and rallies throughout the semester.
We are currently in the process of determining when the best time would be to have that strike if it has to happen.
University spokesperson Robin Kaler says we remain optimistic the GEO and the university will continue to work to establish a new collective bargaining agreement that is fair to both sides.
A U5 football coordinator is taking some time off from the game to be with his family in wake of a family member's death. Illinois defense coordinator Hardy Nickerson is taking a leave from the team due to a family emergency. Coach Levy Smith said he has not yet figured out who will provide the defensive game plan in case Nickerson does not return by game day this Saturday. The Illini will host the Indiana Hoosiers. Both teams are 0-6 in the Big Ten.
Not only is this Saturday another Illini football game, it is also the U of I tradition of Dad's Weekend. The Illini Union will host a Dad's pregame barbecue Saturday at 9 a.m. until kickoff. This will be a weekend full of tailgating, football, and spending time with loved ones. This eventful weekend is just before the students leave campus for fall break.
Is your dad coming this weekend?
He is actually.
Oh,
he wasn't.
So jealous.
Yeah, he wasn't able to make it the first 3 years, but he finally gets to come. So I'm really
so
excited.
Yeah. Mine's not coming this weekend.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's because you live in New York, right? And
yes,
you can't make it all the way out here.
Well, yeah, he lives in London, but.
Oh, London.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's why he'll be out of the country.
Okay, cool. To see more of UI7 Newsbreak, follow us on Facebook.
Or check out our recorded shows and other stories on our YouTube page.
That is all we have for this edition of UI7 Newsbreak.
Thanks for watching and have a great day, Champaign and Brenna.